The diplomatic chamber aboard the Galactic Council station hummed with tension as Ambassador Marcus Webb stood before Princess Lyra of the Velen Empire. The princess towered over him by nearly 2 feet, her crystalline blue skin shimmering under the station's artificial lights. Her 4 arms were crossed in what Marcus had learned was a gesture of extreme displeasure. "You cannot be serious," Lyra said, her voice carrying the musical quality typical of her species. "A human? As a diplomatic mate bond? This is unprecedented." Marcus straightened his uniform and met her gaze without flinching. The other species in the council always assumed humans would back down, would show weakness when confronted by beings more physically imposing. They were always wrong. "Princess Lyra, the terms of the peace treaty between Earth and the Velen Empire are clear," Marcus said calmly. "A bonding between our peoples to cement the alliance. Your father, the Emperor, agreed to these terms." The princess's skin flickered through several colors, purple to deep violet, indicating her emotional turmoil. Around them, representatives from a dozen other species watched with barely concealed interest. The Velen were one of the most powerful empires in the known galaxy, and humanity was still considered a newcomer, a primitive species that had only achieved faster-than-light travel 2 generations ago. "My father agreed before he understood what humans truly were," Lyra protested. "Your species is soft, weak. You have no natural armor, no enhanced strength, no psychic abilities. You live barely a century. How could such a pairing possibly benefit the Empire?" Marcus allowed himself a small smile. He had heard variations of this speech from dozens of alien species over his years as a diplomat. They all made the same mistake. "May I tell you a story, Princess?" he asked. Lyra's upper arms gestured impatiently, but she nodded. "Speak quickly. I have little patience for human tales. When my people first left our home world, we encountered the Kryn swarm. Perhaps you know of them?" A ripple went through the assembled aliens. The Kryn were extinct now, but their reputation as merciless conquerors still echoed through galactic history. "The Kryn attacked our colony on Proxima Station," Marcus continued. 3,000 humans, mostly civilians. The Kryn gave them a simple choice: surrender and become slave soldiers for the swarm, or die. The station had no weapons, no military presence. By every logical calculation, they should have surrendered. Lyra's skin had shifted to a curious shade of teal. "And did they?" "They voted," Marcus said simply. "Every single person on that station, from the eldest to those barely old enough to understand what was happening. The vote was unanimous. They chose to fight." "That is foolish, not brave," Lyra interjected. "Throwing away lives needlessly." "They held the station for 6 months," Marcus interrupted, his voice hardening. "Using mining equipment as weapons, fabricating explosives from industrial supplies, turning every corridor into a death trap. The Kryn lost 40 ships trying to take that one small station. By the time the Kryn finally breached the last defenses, only 17 humans remained alive." The chamber had gone silent. Marcus could feel every eye upon him. "Those 17? He continued. "They triggered the station's reactor core to overload. Took the entire Kryn assault fleet with them. That single act of defiance cost the swarm so much that they had to abandon their entire campaign in that sector. That is what humans are, Princess. We are the species that votes for death over slavery. We are the species that turns our own bodies into weapons if that's what survival requires." Lyra's forearms had uncrossed, her posture subtly shifting. "That is one story. An outlier, perhaps. Then perhaps you know of the Battle of Titan?" Marcus asked. "Or the last stand at Armstrong City? Or the defense of New Horizon Colony? I have 1,000 such stories, Princess, because that is what we do. We survive. We adapt. We never, ever surrender." A new voice entered the conversation, deep and resonant. The human speaks truth. Everyone turned to see Ambassador Theron of the Caldure Collective, a species renowned for their military prowess. The massive reptilian being stepped forward, his scales gleaming like burnished copper. My people have fought alongside humans, Theron continued. They are physically weak by our standards, yes. But their minds? Their determination? I have seen a human soldier with 2 broken legs drag himself 3 miles through hostile territory to warn his companions of an ambush. I have seen human medics run into plasma fire to rescue wounded enemies. They do not know when to quit, because quitting is not in their nature. Lyra looked between Marcus and Theron, her skin cycling through a rainbow of confused colors. But surely such recklessness is tempered by compassion, Marcus said softly. We fight fiercely, yes, but we also value life above all else. Your own intelligence reports show this, don't they, Princess? In every conflict humanity has been part of, we have taken in refugees from all sides. We have rebuilt worlds we had no stake in. We have shared our technology freely with species that once tried to enslave us. The princess was silent for a long moment. When she spoke again, her voice was quieter, uncertain. I have read those reports. I thought they were exaggerated. They aren't, Marcus said. Princess Lyra, I'm not asking you to love me. I'm not even asking you to like me. The mate bond is political. We both understand that. But I am asking you to see what you're truly getting in this arrangement. Not a weak species desperate for protection, but a partner who will stand beside you against any threat. Humans have a saying, we're at our best when things are at their worst. Lyra moved closer to Marcus, studying him with her large, multifaceted eyes. Up close, he could see the intricate patterns in her crystalline skin, the way light refracted through her semi-transparent features. Despite her imposing appearance, there was something vulnerable in her expression now. You would truly bond with me? She asked. Knowing that among my people, a mate must be ready to die in their partner's place? That you would be expected to face challenges that would test you beyond anything you've experienced? Marcus smiled. Princess, my great-grandmother survived the collapse of Earth's biosphere. My grandfather helped terraform Mars using nothing but primitive equipment and sheer stubbornness. My mother was part of the first diplomatic mission to the Andorian Empire, and they tried to kill her 6 times before finally accepting her credentials. Testing us is what the universe does best, and we're still here. For the first time, Lyra's skin shifted to a warm golden hue. According to Marcus's cultural briefings, that indicated amusement or approval among the Velen. You're taking me as your life partner? She asked, her voice carrying a note of genuine surprise. Really? Really, Marcus confirmed. And you're getting the full package, Princess. The stubbornness, the refusal to give up, the occasionally insane bravery, but also the loyalty, the compassion, and the absolute certainty that I will never let you face anything alone. Lyra was quiet for another moment, then extended her upper right hand in the human gesture of greeting that Marcus had taught her during their preliminary meetings. Then I accept this bond. Ambassador Webb, let it be recorded that Princess Lyra of the Velen Empire and Ambassador Marcus Webb of Earth have agreed to the diplomatic mate bond as prescribed by treaty. A cheer went up from the human delegation, while the other alien species responded with their own varied sounds of approval. As Marcus took Lyra's hand, feeling the cool, smooth texture of her crystalline skin, he caught sight of Theron giving him an approving nod. The political ramifications would be enormous, Marcus knew. The bonding of a human to Velen royalty would shift power dynamics across 3 sectors. But more than that, it was proof of something humanity had been trying to demonstrate. Since they first stepped onto the galactic stage, they belonged here. Not as junior partners or charity cases, but as equals. I have one question, Lyra said, as they turned to face the assembled council together. Is it true that humans celebrate bondings with something called cake? Marcus laughed. It is. Chocolate cake is traditional. I look forward to trying it, Lyra said, her skin now a contented shade of pale blue. I have read that humans will defend their desserts as fiercely as they defend their colonies. More fiercely, Marcus assured her. Princess, you have no idea what you're in for. As they walked together toward the formal ratification ceremony, Marcus reflected on the strange path that had led to this moment. Humanity had come to the stars expecting to find their place among ancient, powerful civilizations. Instead, they had shown those civilizations something they had forgotten. That true strength wasn't measured in weapons or psychic powers or millennia of history. It was measured in the refusal to break. No matter how hard the universe pushed Dot, and now, with this bond, humanity and the Velan Empire would face that universe together. Marcus had a feeling it wouldn't know what hit it.